What's going on, bros and girls? Today I'll be doing a full review of this newly released G400s optical gaming mouse from Logitech. This is from their new G series line of gaming gear, and it was actually just released this past month. It's the follow-up mouse to the very highly rated G400 and MX518 line of mice that is a choice of many gamers, and it shares exactly the same tried and true external shape, with upgrades to the surface, the sensor, and the internal components, which I will get into greater detail in this review. Like the G400 and MX518, this G400s has 8 buttons and they're all fully programmable with the Logitech gaming software. I'm pretty sure by now this has been released globally, and for current pricing and availability, I've included some links for you down below. I've also done an unboxing of this mouse as well as their brand new G19s keyboard, so if you want to see those, just click the annotations or the links in the description. As usual with all my reviews, I'll start with the cons and end off on a good note with the pros. The one and only con I found is just a nitpick, and it's mainly a personal preference thing that won't apply to everyone. It's the stylized design along the top that looks sorta Tron-esque. Even though I really like this look, I have read on gaming forums of gamers out there who prefer the more cleaner, simple look of the original G400, which was basically a two-tone black on dark gray color. They say this G400s is a bit too flashy, but in my opinion, I think it's a subtle kind of flashy. Like, it is attention-grabbing, but in a good way. As I said though, this is a preference thing, and the fact that this subjective con is the only one I found shows how impressed I am with this mouse. And speaking of being impressed, now onto the pros, which there are quite a lot of. The first is what matters most in gaming peripherals, and it is how well it performs in games. My former daily driver mouse is the Razer Death Adder that I've been using for about 5 years now, starting with the original 3G 1800 Death Adder, and performance-wise it has served me very well with a nice small lift-off distance, zero acceleration, and the ability to turn drift control / prediction off. I was very happy with it and didn't think anything would perform as well, as I've tried other mice and always found the Death Adder superior. But I gave this G400s a try, and I can now confidently say that this matches up extremely well with my former favorite mouse. Like the Death Adder 1800, it has no acceleration that I've noticed, and prediction is off, which is what I would say over 90% of gamers prefer. And with lift-off distance, it's pretty low and stops tracking at 3 CDs, which is only one higher than the 1800 Death Adders too. Also, even though it has a significantly different shape than the Death Adder, I was surprisingly able to get used to the G400s very quickly. It seems it has an easy learning curve, which is helped out by the fact that I could change the DPI of the G400s to exactly the same 1800 DPI setting that I was using for my Death Adder. And speaking of shape, this brings me to my next pro. As you may have noticed, Logitech has used the exact same mouse shape in many of their models, and I believe this is the perfect example of why mess with a good thing, cause if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It looks like their R&D team have done extensive research to find a proper ergonomic shape that not only is comfortable for long hours of use, but also works for a wide range of gamers. I have average size hands, maybe fingers that are on the slightly long side, which has its benefits, and personally I have used the Fingertip Grip pretty much my whole life. Some may think this mouse is too large for that grip, but I found it just fine, and I think it's the way it's curved and shaped that allows me to use my normal fingertip grip with no problems. It's obviously sized well for claw and palm grip, so I don't think anyone would have problems with that. But seeing how an average size hand like mine can use fingertip grip, I think most gamers will have no problems getting a hang of this mouse, whatever kind of grip they use. The next pro is build quality. As well as my 3G 1800 Death Adder performed, it was known to have a double clicking issue where after heavy use, some people complained their left click would start double clicking when they only pressed it once. I had this problem a few times myself after a couple of years, which was intermittent and it was pretty annoying. Since this G400s just came out, it's hard to judge at this point in time if this problem will happen too. However, the previous G400 isn't commonly known to have this problem, and the G400s uses upgraded switches on their buttons which are now rated at a huge 20 million clicks. So realistically, I don't think the double clicking issue will happen in your lifetime. Maybe if you pass the mouse down to your great-great-great-great-grandchildren, it may be a possibility though. Also, the feet are rated at 250 kilometers, which when you think of it in mouse travel terms, is redonkulously long. My next pro relates to build quality, and it's the surface of the mouse. Logitech promotes this mouse as using advanced surface materials, which includes a hydrophobic coating to keep your hands from getting sticky, as long as the moisture on your hands is just sweat, as well as help resist fingerprints and soft touch side grips. Both of these I find true. The surface definitely wicks away moisture, and the side has a rubberized soft touch texture, which I find really helpful with gripping the mouse, say if I need to lift it up and reposition it on the mouse pad. There's also a UV coating on the surface to help from fading. The last part I want to mention is the software. The Logitech gaming software that comes with the mouse, as well as any Logitech gaming product, is one of the best I've seen. It's well integrated with other peripherals, so for example, if you have a Logitech gaming keyboard, both the mouse and the keyboard are integrated into the interface, so you don't have to switch between different applications for each peripheral, which I found I had to do with a lot of other brands. The user interface is very easy to navigate with lots of graphics to help you visualize what you're setting. It seems like Logitech put just as much effort programming great software as they have making great hardware, which is very appreciated because I do find a lot of good computer hardware isn't adequately supported by its software. So all in all, I am thoroughly impressed with this mouse. It has great performance and ergonomics, good build quality, and is complemented very well with its software. Also, you'll know you'll have great customer support in case anything does happen to go wrong, as Logitech is well known to stand behind their products, and this mouse is also backed by a 3-year warranty. And just to let you know before we go, I will have a review up for my Logitech G19S keyboard, which goes very well with this mouse, so keep an eye out for that. And I hope you guys all enjoyed my review of the Logitech G400s optical gaming mouse. If you did, please thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And follow me on Twitter, it would be much appreciated. Until next time, YouTube, peace!